Hello, this is Dave, and welcome to Equity Story. And just obviously got the what's it called? General
Disclaimer.
disclaimer there, or so everyone can see.
That's good. Let's talk stock, shall we? Because we're obviously running a little bit late, so let's get this done and dusted so everyone can see exactly what we've got in offer for everyone.
Right, Wolf. I want let's go SNL.
Okay.
So the market's looking a bit tough today. Obviously, the Wall Street was weak, and maybe Wolf. I think a little dip, and then before we get the Christmas rally, that'll be a nice way to end the year. That's what I'm thinking at the moment. But SNL was fantastic price action last week. Put it on Einstein's having another move up 9%. What's going on there, boss?
Dave, I'm trying to think back maybe 6 months ago when we first put this on, whether this is part of one of our top fives or top 10 somewhere, because I think I remember talking about this previously as a good little story in a ARB type mold that was trending very well. So I think I would put it on at least a little trade or something on those lines, right? It's going well. So they've come up yesterday, or sorry, not yesterday, on Friday, with an update telling that everything's going quite well. In fact, even there's COVID and there's disruptions and there's also different things going on with, like every company are saying, they are navigating through it very, very well. So you got to give the management a pat on the back and say, thank you very much. I'm going to keep holding on. And that's exactly what this company has done for us. It's been holding the trends beautifully. So I'll let you talk about that. But fundamentally, you got to like the space they're in, which is providing parts and service for, I think, the buses or the trucks out there, right? Which is a pretty niche here in Australia. And yeah, I think the other thing they said is that one of the big customers that is looking at introducing, I think, electric buses here wants them to supply all the parts for it. So maybe a play on the electrification EV vehicles, Dave.
All right, listen, the chart's looking good. So if anyone's obviously bought this on Einstein's or in it, congratulations. It's had a move it's up at 250. Would you be buying this, Wolf, or you just wait for a bit of weakness? It's very lightly traded.
It is, and look, always comes back to the trend lines, doesn't it? I mean, the last 3 or 4 months, it's done that 4 times.
Yeah, definitely. And I think there'll be a time that maybe in the future, maybe a little bit of volatility, we can buy this at cheaper. But certainly worth everyone getting this on their watch list, certainly.
I wonder if actually anyone's still holding. So let us know. If you're still holding, when we first talked about it, there's a wine for you. Dave, I want to send a wine.
All right. Okay, there you go. Mr. Wolf's wine, bottle of wine coming for anyone who's still holding this when we first talked about it. All right. I think really we should be giving the wine for the people who bought it and then sold it too early. But anyway, because they're the ones that need cheering up. But I agree with you. It's award people being patient and holding on to good stories. So anyone who actually bought this back here when we first talked about it, then and still holding a bottle of wine from the Wolf.
Absolutely.
Now, Wolf. NVA had a little bit of a jump up to 20. I didn't see any news, but you said there was a reason for that.
Yeah, there was a little bit of movement in the US or North America. And the reason for that was that they spun off one of the assets. And I think it was lithium assets they spun off. They're still holding a substantial, I think, share in there. But it's just reflecting on the fact that, there's positivity in that space. It's going to be volatile. I think that's the bottom line. Whether this delisting or shedding off one of its assets is going to be positive or negative, God knows. It's just going to be moved around by the traders out there, Dave, to be honest. So I'm still looking at really and focusing on what they've got, and that is a previous big hit at 500 meters at 2 or 3 grams per ton of gold. That's what my interest is, and I'm still holding the line that this is a pretty interesting play, to be honest. So if you are trending this, trend it.
Right. Okay. Perfect. Now, Wolf, EMD.
Yep.
These guys had a fantastic chart a few weeks ago, and obviously went on Einstein's, and it's I think it had a buy signal, and then it's been trending up. Mr. Andrew Forrest, Australia's richest man, after you, Wolf, he's investing in EMD.
I'm not sure I'm a close second, I must say, but Yeah, look, we've got Gina throwing her money around into different places like Vulcans and so on. And Mr. Forrest is looking at the magic mushroom space, Dave. So it looks great for Emiria. You know, that he's taking a stake in this, also getting a bit of options as well that I think are expiring at 40 cents. So he's getting a good deal. And look, if you can get Forrest on your share register, Dave, that's always a positive.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it always helps when you need to do those little capital raisings in the
Exactly.
future.
Look at me, everyone.
um, and I think if you're in that, you'd be holding. I don't know if I'd be buying that. I'd like to see stronger candles. What I can do is actually have a look on the daily, see if the daily is giving us a feeling that we would. The daily doesn't look too bad. Maybe if it ends today around that 0.37, possibly it could work it, have a little bit of a shoot up higher next week. But we will see, Wolf. Not too bad.
Interesting company, nevertheless.
Now RAC.
Mm-hmm.
This has been one of the best trends we put on, obviously, last year, and it's gone sideways for a while. Is it getting ready for another spurt up or not?
Well, they've put an interesting announcement this morning. So maybe we've got that $4 in it. They're talking about this Xantrine heart protection discovery this morning. So normally what the problem was is, you know, you give someone some drugs for condition and it affects the heart. So they found a way of alleviating the issues with damaging the heart when you're taking some other drugs. So potentially this could be huge, right?
Well, it could be. It could be, especially obviously with the myocarditis that's coming out of the Pfizer drugs, Wolf.
Yeah, well, there you go. You know, there could be a number of applications out there. It is interesting technology, so that's why it's probably trading where it is. It's not a cheap story, but it is very, very interesting.
All right, on the way, I think there's a lot of resistance at 4, but I can understand someone having a nibble at this at 367 and taking up to hopefully take it up somewhere near 4. It could be a possibility. Lovisa.
Yes.
I mean, the chart's fantastic, right? The announcement today was very, very strong. It's not really giving you a clue to buy this at the moment, but you've got to like it, Wolf. Both charts are looking very, very strong.
Yeah, I think, you know, if a shareholder, if you look at the announcement today, you'd be okay with it. You know, you wouldn't be going, wow, I'm getting out. But also it wouldn't give you incentive to buy either. So it's a hold. And I think maybe that's what the market's reflecting right now. So if you're a holder, I think I'm probably holding. If you're wanting to buy, I'll probably wait for a better moment.
Definitely, I think that it will give us a better moment, but certainly if you're in it, definitely hold it. WOA.
Yes.
Wide open. So we've been following these oat milks. They're interesting. We've been watching closely the Swedish company that listed for billions of dollars in the US market. Oatly, it's called.
That's it.
Wide open have tried to basically copy the Oatly type product, although it tastes a little bit more oaty. Good contract with Woolies, Wolf.
Excellent contract with Woolies. And I think half the stores I think they mentioned in there. But at the end of the day, it comes down to, can you sell those products in Woolies? So I think we won't know probably for about 6 months, I'd say, period. So exciting for sure. But the proof will be in the pudding, I'd say probably at least sometime middle next year. So we just got to be patient with this and trend it if it's trending, but otherwise don't get too excited yet.
All right, yeah, and I think I wouldn't be buying this off the charts just yet at the moment, Wolf. For me, it needs to do a little bit more. Likewise, I know Brain Chip's up 10%, but I still think I wouldn't be trending this either, Wolf, to be honest.
Yeah, look, it's another positive announcement from them today, right? So it's in a space of really interesting technology. So you gotta appreciate it, that it is a really well followed story, because people love a great story behind some technology. So I think another license agreement today, that's a big tick in the box. But, you know, I've been reiterating myself over and over again. I'm waiting for that commercialization. I'm waiting for those money, the Benjamins to flow in, and I haven't seen them yet. So for me, it's still a trading stock and a high risk one at that, because it's trading over $1 billion. So I am still sitting on the sidelines, to be honest, unless I'm trading it.
Wolf, just quickly having a look at LYC, last week's hot stock, starting to move, which is good. Starting to break up quite nicely, so looking very, very good. We went for NXT this week. Obviously, we liked the chart. It wasn't too far away. A very, very good bullish signal, not too far from a buy signal. We liked the announcement. A little bit of a conservative play, but we just felt the market could be a little bit weaker this week or maybe next 2 weeks. So nothing wrong with looking for a nice little move somewhere up just under that 14. So
Don't be so conservative, Dave. This is a great story. This is going to double for us.
well, over time, of course.
Yes, exactly.
So it's an excellent time to get in for the long-term play, really, isn't it?
If you don't have it, absolutely, I think it's probably opportune right now. You want to see some investor favor to return to the story. It looks like it's returning because remember, from my perspective, fundamentals are pretty good and they've been delivering pretty well recently. So I'm happy to, encourage people to have a look at it.
And Wolf. So lastly but not least, we're going to go for our trade today. So it's a little bit of it's an interesting one. I would, I would argue. I'd argue if you look at SNL, where it's sort of had its sort of little moves and it's slightly traded stock, this has had. It feels very similar in some ways, right? But except this one, when it does move, it moves up strongly. Now, it's only just started to tweak its little nose up, and normally we wouldn't go quite yet. But in all fairness, for a year, it's held the trend lines absolutely beautifully. So, Wolf, if you look at it from a technical point of view, you're thinking, yeah, okay, why wouldn't you start looking at this? Throw the fundamentals in there. Tell us why you're liking this story at the moment.
Well, look, I saw the article in the AFR on the weekend talking about some new technologies, and Silex was mentioned as a pretty interesting play. They've got a laser technology out there that does uranium enrichment, and there's a collaboration in there or a partnership with Cameco, which is the biggest uranium producer out there, right? So you can't get any better name than that attached to whatever you're doing in uranium space. So they've got a 49% split. So they're looking at that. And also that laser technology is looking at this new quantum computing technology and looking at silicon chips. So this laser apparently can produce or cut, or I don't even know technology, what it does, but it can produce specialized silicon chips. And it's, I think, only one globally that can do that, that can be used in quantum computing. So fairly interesting technology. Let's call it not fairly interesting, pretty exciting technology. So if you're, it covers two bases, which is quite great as well. So if you're looking for a punt on a great story, this is definitely one of the better ones. I mean, we've seen what can happen with these brain chips, these NVXs, they go to $4 billion market cap, right? What is this market cap, Dave? 220 million odd? Easy.
All right.
Kiss of death.
That is kiss of death, especially when you say no brainer.
I didn't say that. I said easy, which is probably the same thing.
So,
oh god. Yes. Okay. Yeah. What would you do?
Well, no. So I'm just having a look at it. So you could have your stop. I'll make it a little bit tight because why not? We could always, even if it breaks our stop, we can always get back into it a different time.
Exactly.
Yeah?
Exactly.
I'm going to put the stop at 124, Wolf.
I like it.
And we're going to buy it here at 1.38. And guess what? We're going to target, I think, at least that 180 level. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Now, look, there is no time limit on this. This is one of those ongoing trades, I think, because we don't know when a good announcement that might come. So we're going to play the charts on this one. If it takes us 12 months to get to 180, it takes us 12 months to get to 180. That's the way we're going to play it.
Yeah, that's 30% in 12 months. I would take that if we got it.
Absolutely, Dave. That's why I'm happy to hold on, and especially when you got a tight stop, I'm happy with that. You've got a very positive trade in your favor, I suppose, if you look at it that way.
Right, Wolf. Just I think we said enough for today. We've got a little trade on there. Was there anything you wanted to add? Did you?
Let me have a quick look from our point of view. No, I think
Did you want to tell us anything about your life? Did you?
Story? No, I think we're good.
You didn't want to come. You didn't want to come out. Didn't want to come out yet today.
No, everything's under wraps.
Okay, you can. You can. Come on, make it a bit more interesting.
Come on, let everyone just listen to the video because this is quite good.
All right. On that note,
Let's
thank
go.
you. Thanks very much, Wolfie. See you, mate.
Cheers,
Bye.
bye.
Bye.